I'll try to talk in French, if it's okay with you, or maybe I get mixed up. Okay, so again, I want to say a few words, even though we've done it so many times. It's always, we always doing it as though it is the first time. The attitude of doing it or practicing for the first time. So we really don't know what we are going to feel. And it's important to have this attitude. So what we're going to do, we scan the body, we use the body as point of reference to scan it. Not only with our attention like we done in the beginning of the session, but also we use our hands. And this is a magical thing. When people who practice trance know it, because we tend to have a connection between the hands, and the connection is really emptiness. This is very strange, but this emptiness moves the energy. So we begin, on commence. We begin, I'd say English, French. We begin by gathering our attention to our energetic sphere, to our body. On commence par on rassemble l'attention autour du corps. So this is what we done at the beginning of the session. We get an impression of ourselves. On donne une impression de soi-même. Puis, on les connecte à la terre. And we connect to the earth like we done before. And the third step, we create rapport with all the other participants. Et la troisième étape est de créer un rapport avec tous les autres. And now we scan the body with our attention and with our hands. I use the same order just to make it simple, even though each one may want to do it different order, different rhythm. But please try to follow the rhythm I use. So, on commence avec les mains gauche sur le centre de nombril et la main droite sur le coron. We begin left hand on the middle center and right hand above the crown. Today, the intention is just to scan and to see what's coming up, what is manifesting. L'attention est de regarder ce qui s'élève, quelle est la manifestation. Alors, on commence par aller vers la terre, scanner l'axe. C'est un peu plus vite parce que dès qu'on arrive à terre, on pause. When you get to the floor, pause for a few seconds to have an impression of your body. La pause est pour avoir une impression du corps. Then we go back up. Puis on se lève. Et dès qu'on arrive sur la couronne, on pose encore une fois. When we get above the crown, we pause again for a few seconds to have an impression of our body. Puis on va en arrière et on scanne la tête de droite à gauche. And we scan the head from right to left. Until we get to the back of the neck. The neck. Et on continue to the nuque gauche jusqu'à l'épaule gauche. We continue to scan the neck until we get to the left shoulder. On continue à scanner l'épaule gauche jusqu'à la définition. On continue to scan to the joint. Et continue à scanner les bras jusqu'à le début des doigts. Continue to scan the arm all the way to the tip of the finger. Et puis on pause encore une fois pour avoir une impression du corps. We pause again to have an impression of our body. And we go back up. Go back up. Jusqu'à l'épaule gauche. Et puis on scanne la moitié gauche du corps, l'épaule jusqu'à la, comment on dit, waistline. Waistline. And then when we are down, we go to the right shoulder. Puis on va à l'épaule droite. And then we scan the right side of the body. On scanne la moitié droite du corps. Hanche. So when we finish there, we change hands. So the right hand is on the navel, and the left hand over the crown. Alors la droite sur centre de nombril et à gauche commence au-dessus de la tête. So we go down, on descend, jusqu'à dès qu'on arrive en bas, on pose pour avoir une position. When we get down, we pause to have an impression, and we go back up. We remote again. So, dès qu'on arrive dessus les couronnes, essayez de trouver l'exact point des centres. You get up, try to find the exact point of the center, ground center. And then we go back en arrière et scanner la tête de gauche à droite. And when we get to the back of the neck, on continue to the neck. On continue around the neck from left to right. Until we get to the right shoulder. Puis on scanne l'épaule droite vers la préposition. On descend les bras jusqu'à les buts des doigts. And when we get to the tip of the fingers, we pause to have an impression. On pause pour avoir l'impression et on retourne. On retourne même chemin. So when we get to the right shoulder, we go down to the waistline, scanning the right half of the body. On commence à descendre l'épaule droite jusqu'à l'ange. And when we are down through, we go to the left shoulder. Puis on continue à l'épaule gauche, encore une fois. And then we go down the left side of the body to the waistline. On continue à descendre vers l'ange par la partie gauche du corps. And when we are through, when we are done, okay, nous avons fini, on change les mains encore une fois. Change hands again, left hand on the navel center. And with the right hand, we scan from the left hip joint and to the right. I'm just speaking in these too many words for me. And pay attention to the pelvis. So when we get to the right hip joint, we go down the leg. All the way down to the tip of the toes. You don't have to bend, just use your intention. You get to the tip of the toes, we pause again. And then we go back up. So when we get to the right hip joint, make sure we scan everything, every part, and we move toward the center. So when we get to the navel center, we change hands again. Right hand on the navel center, and with the left hand, we begin to scan from the right hip joint to the left. So you see, we scan the pelvis several times and still a lot of energy stuck there. And when we get to the left hip joint, make sure we scan everything and we go down the leg, end of the toes, on descend par la jambe jusqu'à la coude des orteils. And we pause again to have impression of the body. And then we go back up. And when we get to the left hip joint, we move toward the center till we both hands are on the navel center. You can always put your hands on the knees if it's more comfortable. And pay attention to your whole body, whatever that means. So if your eyes are closed, allow them to open gently, still retaining impression of yourself. And again, the 4 questions we ask, or just observe if your head is more silent. If your sea of emotions is more calm. If your body is more relaxed. And if you have some feeling of affection, general to yourself, to other beings, so I think it could be a nice thing to make a rendezvous with ourselves for tomorrow, feeling yourself the way you feel now, and to have rendezvous tomorrow. So you plan to meet yourself tomorrow, feeling as much of the totality of yourself as possible, even for a second.